Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Jey Uso is set to challenge Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He was recently seen hanging out with a newly crowned champion, LA Knight. The OG Bloodline member won the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match by eliminating John Cena last. He chose to challenge Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship after previously failing to dethrone him at Saturday night's Main Event 2025. Jey and Knight were recently seen hanging out alongside legendary announcer Lilian Garcia. On Instagram, she also asked her followers whether the Yeet Master would walk out of WrestleMania 41 as the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Big E recently spoke highly of the Usos, praising Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso for their work in WWE. The twins have crossed paths with the New Day on several occasions in the past. E was part of the New Day until last year. Jey is aiming to win his first WWE World Championship at WrestleMania 41. But Gunther remains determined to destroy his rival at the show of shows. It had been a wild year in WWE, full of betrayals, shocking returns, and championship glory. But on this particular night, something was stirring behind the scenes, something that would set the course for the next chapter in the career of Jey Uso. Backstage at Monday Night Raw, the air was thick with anticipation. The WWE Universe was still buzzing from the events of the previous night's premium live event, where the reigning WWE Champion had defended their title in a grueling match. Fans had been speculating for weeks about who would step up next, and rumors were flying in every direction. As the cameras rolled in the dimly lit corridor of the arena, none other than Lilian Garcia, one of WWE's most legendary voices, stood poised with a microphone in hand. Though she had long since stepped away from weekly WWE programming, her presence was always special. But it wasn't just Lilian's appearance that caught the attention of those watching. It was who stood beside her. On her right was the reigning WWE Champion, their title gleaming over their shoulder. And to her left stood Jey Uso, looking as intense as ever, his hands clasped together as he stared at the championship with a mix of admiration and something deeper, something unresolved. Lilian took a deep breath before bringing the microphone to her lips. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, her voice smooth yet commanding. "I'm here with the WWE Champion and someone who has been making waves in the company. Main Event Jey Uso." A huge cheer erupted from the audience watching the interview on the arena's Titantron. Jey smirked and nodded, feeling the love from the fans. The WWE Champion, standing tall, adjusted the championship on their shoulder, but kept their eyes locked on Jey. Lilian turned slightly to Jey, the glimmer of a knowing smile crossing her lips. "Jey, for years, you've proven yourself in the ring. From tag team dominance to standing on your own, you've faced some of the toughest competitors in WWE history. And now, you stand here beside the top champion in the company." Jey inhaled deeply, letting the weight of her words settle in. "You already know, Lilian. I've been climbing, scratching, fighting my way to the top. And now, I ain't just proving myself anymore. I belong here. This is my time." The crowd popped at his confidence, but it was clear there was more to this than just words. Lilian shifted the mic, her expression turning serious. "Jey," she said, her voice softer but deliberate, "I have to ask, when are you going to challenge for the WWE Championship?" The question hung in the air like a lightning bolt. The WWE Universe gasped. Even the champion standing beside Jey arched an eyebrow, turning their head ever so slightly to gauge Jey's reaction. Jey exhaled, running a hand over his face before letting out a small chuckle. "Moo, you went there, huh, Lilian?" She simply nodded. "It's the question everyone's been asking." Jey turned his head slightly, locking eyes with the champion. A moment of unspoken tension passed between them before he looked back at Lilian. "You want to know the truth," Jey said, voice steady. "I've been thinking about it every single day. I stepped out of my brother's shadow. I walked my own path. And now, when I look at that title, I don't just see something to chase. I see something that's mine. I see the next chapter of my story. The crowd erupted in a deafening chant of Jey, Jey, Jey. The champion let the moment settle before shifting the title on their shoulder. Then, with a confident smirk, they leaned slightly toward the mic. "Well, Uso," they said, their voice laced with challenge, "if that's how you feel, then what are you waiting for?" The crowd roared again, the energy electric. Jey's journey to this moment had been one of the most emotional and dramatic in WWE history. From being an inseparable part of the Usos to breaking away from his family's turmoil, he had taken beatings, endured betrayals, and faced heartbreak. He had once stood against Roman Reigns in a battle for his identity, and now, years later, he stood in a different kind of fight, the fight for the ultimate prize. For Jey Uso, the WWE Championship had always been a dream. But now, with the title so close, the dream had turned into something else. It was a destiny. The champions shifted their weight, adjusting their grip on the belt. The smirk on their face was confident, but there was no doubt they respected the man standing across from them. Jey wasn't just another challenger. He was someone who had fought his way into this moment with heart, fire, and undeniable talent. Lilian, ever the professional, gave the two competitors a knowing glance before turning her attention back to Jey. "So, are you making it official?" Jey rolled his neck, glancing between Lilian and the champion. Then, with a deep breath, he leaned into the mic and uttered the words that sent the WWE Universe into an absolute frenzy. "I'm coming for that title." The fans exploded with cheers, and the champion smirked, nodding in approval. Lilian smiled, stepping back. "Well, there you have it. The challenge has been made. Now it's only a matter of time before we see these two go head-to-head for the biggest prize in WWE." As the interview ended, the champion and Jey continued to stare at each other. There was no hostility, no trash talk, just respect and intensity. Two warriors standing on the edge of something historic. And as Jey Uso walked away, leaving the champion to process what had just transpired, one thing was clear. The road to the WWE Championship had just begun. Jey Uso is set to challenge Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He was recently seen hanging out with a newly crowned champion, LA Knight. The OG Bloodline member won the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match by eliminating John Cena last. He chose to challenge Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship after previously failing to dethrone him at Saturday night's Main Event 2025. Jey and Knight were recently seen hanging out alongside legendary announcer Lilian Garcia. On Instagram, she also asked her followers whether the Yeet Master would walk out of WrestleMania 41 as the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Big E recently spoke highly of the Usos, praising Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso for their work in WWE. The twins have crossed paths with the New Day on several occasions in the past. E was part of the New Day until last year. Jey is aiming to win his first WWE World Championship at WrestleMania 41, but Gunther remains determined to destroy his rival at the Show of Shows.